In this video, I'm doing a light bulb change here on the Cadillac SRX.
There you go, light bulb's exposed. Now you can just change that in the socket.
I didn't realize till I got into this video, it's a little more difficult than what I thought it was gonna be. In this video, I'm gonna go step by step what I'm doing to actually get to the light bulb area and then change the light bulb itself.
So here's our first look at how we can gain access to the back of the headlight. You can see there's that cover there, and the light bulb should be behind that cover. You can see it's kind of a small space there. If we go over to the driver's side, we'll look at that. That's got a little more room, but not much better. But for today, we're going to do the passenger side. Well, first steps first, we're going to look at taking the cover off the filter box here. There's 3 clips. We're going to unclip that. We'll see how much room that gives us. All right, now we really need to move this cover out of our way. So what we're going to do, the air intake hose from the filter box to the engine, we need to remove that so we can take the cover and just remove it from our way here. I'm using a 5/16 nut driver. All right, I'm going to need 2 hands to take this hose off. Just give me a minute here. All right, now we got the camera set up. We're just going to simply remove that hose, swing that cover around. Just make sure your electrical connector's still on there. Now, we'll remove that filter and see what we got. Now, at first look here, you can see we still didn't gain much access to get to that light bulb, so looks like we got to remove that filter box. So you can see I got 2 bolts that hold this filter box in place. Here I'm using my T30 Torx driver. This bolt's in there pretty strong, so I really had to push and give it some strength there. You just got to give it a few turns. The bolt's not going to come out of the hole because it's sealed on that box. You can see on this bolt, I just don't have enough grip on that driver. So what I'm going to do is put an adjustable wrench on there, just crack it loose, and then I could finish loosening it with my hands. There, I got both bolts loose. Now, get this thing out of here. Trying to get a good look, see what's keeping it from coming out here. What I'm going to do is remove that upper intake hose just to give me a better look at what's going on. Give it a bit of clockwise turn here and pull up. There we go. Wiggle this, wiggle that. There we go, we got it out. There, now that frees us totally up to see our light bulb. There we are. All this area is clear now to work. You can see that hose, how it clips in there. There's a couple notches in the bottom of that hose that fits in the notches in the box. See the notches on the bottom of the box? So just keep that in mind when you go to put it back in. The other hose just fits around that lip. Just kind of push it in, get it inside, and put it on. There, now we see this area here where the light bulb is. We'll remove that cap to get to the light bulb. Just give it a bit of a turn counterclockwise. Take the cover right off. Same thing with the light bulb. You'll feel the wiring harness. Give it a quarter turn counterclockwise and pull the light bulb right out. There you go, light bulb's exposed. Now you can just change that in the socket, put a new bulb in, and put everything back together. Okay, now you're going to reinsert that light bulb assembly You're going to want to go nice and straight into the hole.
There you go. A little turn, quarter turn clockwise. Now we'll put our dust cover back on.
Just make sure all the wires from inside your light bulb assembly is inside the cover.
So on the bottom of the box, I noticed there's also a little part where a dowel goes in. So we need to make sure that sits on top of that. Otherwise, you probably won't be able to line the hoses up properly. So same way we went in, we got to kind of go in on an angle. It's easier to put that lower hose on when it's off. That lower hose just has a flange and just sits on the bottom. Might be easier to do that first.
Okay, let's try this again.
Okay, remember how we went in on an angle? We gotta make sure it's on an angle, force it in, and then straighten it up. Now set it on that dowel. Now we'll tighten our 2 screws. Now we gotta kind of find those holes, just kind of wiggle the box as you're rotating it. Okay, you can see I got my box here on the dowel. It's not that easy to line up the bolt with the threads in the frame. So what I'm doing, I'm just slowly rotating that, putting a little bit of pressure and moving the box till I find that hole. Put this boot back in.
There, once you think you got it fastened in, just grab it, make sure everything's holding nicely. Put your filter back in, put your cover back on. I should say, before you reassemble everything here, I would give that headlight a test. If for some reason it doesn't come on, at least you didn't go through all this work twice. Reconnect that flexible air intake hose to the engine. Then refasten the 3 hold down clamps for the cover. Tighten a clamp on the air intake hose. All right, we should be good to go. Now test it out. Success.
I hope this video helped you change the headlight on your SRX or similar model. Thanks for watching, and if something else comes up, I'll see you on the next one.